All right,
Let
so
me start recording. You weren't recording?
no, I wasn't recording the other conversations. So wait, I'm lagging for real? Like, am I lagging a lot? What the hell? I might be lagging because wait for real. Please don't tell me I'm lagging, bro. I'm gonna be so mad if I'm lagging. I need to order that cat cable. So back to what I was saying, Erica. And Wilver, you're good now. Oh, okay, I'm good now. So I was talking to my homeboy earlier today, and he reminded me
Yeah.
of we were talking about old stuff from the old job I used to work at, and he reminded me of the time that I used to do roofing, and I was like, you know what, this would
Yeah.
be a good story to tell. So I'm gonna tell you the funny story of how I ended up in a sundown town. Do you know what a sundown town is?
Where you get a fucking fuck massage from Asian people?
What? No. What? No. Where the heck you get that from? No, 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 no. Oh, that's gonna be funny. So even Erica started laughing. What the hell? No, 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 no. So look, a sundown town is a town where it's pretty much a bunch of racist folks, and you're not allowed to be there after sunset because chances are
They're
you
gonna kill
might
your ass.
pretty much you're gonna get taken out. So I ended up in a sundown town, and I know it was a sundown town. And people watching this, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm finna name the city, and argue with me if you want. I don't care. You're a sundown town. So this is the time of when I ended up in South Carolina, better known yet
Damn,
as
bro.
yeah, bruh, Bishopville, South Carolina. Fight me if you want.
Fuck.
So, anyways, this is what happened. So yeah, nobody watching. No, I'm finna upload this on YouTube. Somebody's finna watch this video and they're gonna be like, hey, I'm from Bishopville. We's not a sundown town. Yes, you are. Argue with me all day if you want. Erica, you're watching, so
God.
you're one. You're somebody. And so yeah. So anyways, I was doing roofing and I was heading to North Carolina. My boss was like, hey, pack up, we're going to North Carolina. We got a job up there. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, whatever. So I ended up packing and I left. Well,
You
I
left what?
left. I left the next day,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, well, whatever. So I go with my coworkers, and halfway there, I stop at a gas station. It was a Love's gas station, and where was it? In Bishopville, South Carolina. And I'd never been out there clearly because one, I don't go to South Carolina like that. Previously, before I even went, it was a hellhole. I hated it. It sucked so much. It was hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I got out of the gas station, pumped it. It was a diesel. Be mindful, now I was driving a diesel. And I'm pumping the diesel, and I turn off the vehicle, whatever, pump the diesel, and as soon as I'm done, I turn it to crank turn the engine to turn on the key, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, it won't start. So I'm like, that's weird. So I'm hitting, and it's not starting. Like you can hear it running. Well, you can hear it trying to turn on, but it's not going. I'm thinking, okay, there's something's wrong. So I call my dad because he's a professional mechanic. He's like, hey, if you got some starter fluid, pour it, spray it right there where it's I forgot what it was. He like spray it because sometimes that will work, because it's a diesel. So I grab the starter fluid, I spray it, and we're trying to turn. It's turning, and I'm like, dude, this thing's not turning on. This thing is not turning on. So we ended up basically saying, man, this truck's not working. It's not starting. And I called my boss, told him I told him what was going on, and he was like, man, what the hell? Like, you're supposed to be here in North Carolina by tonight, but clearly you're not, And I was like, well, tough luck. And he ended up telling me, man, see if you can call a mechanic. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to see if I can call a mechanic. I call mechanics that I could find on Google Maps. Nobody will help me out. No, nobody. Everybody tell me, what kind of vehicle is it? Oh, nah, we can't touch that. Oh, no. I had one dude tell me, yeah, I can work on it, but it'll be about 2 weeks. I said, bro, I can't wait 2 weeks. You got me messed up. Fudge ya. So I'm like, fuck. So I tell my boss, I'm like, bro, it's 8 o'clock at night. Like I gave up. Like I can't do anything, So I'm like, man, I can see a hotel not too far from where I'm at. And I'm like, man, we're gonna have to stay. So I tell my boss, like, hey, I'm finna use this money you gave me and get a hotel for me and my coworkers, And we ended up leaving the truck at the gas station. I spoke to the manager. She let me park. We pushed it into a parking spot, and that was it. We literally had to drag our bags out of the freaking truck and walk about 10-15 minutes to the freaking hotel. Get there, get 2 rooms, spend the night. Boom, done, right? In the morning, I'm like, hey, they're finna come. They're finna get us another vehicle, and they're gonna do whatever they do to the truck, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was told. So, they get there. Huh?
No, nothing. I was telling my brother real quick.
Oh. So,
Yeah,
they get...
Continue.
All right, so my boss's son, he gets there, he's like, hey, I'm here. And I'm like, I'm looking at a truck. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. I start counting those. I'm like, we're not gonna fit in that truck. So then I'm like, hey man, we're not gonna fit in that truck. He's like, oh yeah, about that. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, you're gonna stay. I said, me? He's like, yeah, you gonna stay. I was like, I'm thinking, what do you mean I'm gonna stay, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, you gotta stay. We're gonna find a mechanic, and then when the mechanic fixes it, you're gonna take the truck to North Carolina. I'm like, bro, okay, whatever, I guess. I'm like, did you have a mechanic? He's like, nah, I want you to find one, and we'll just pay him. So I'm like, well, there is one dude who said he could touch it, but he said he'll tow it and everything. That I ended up finding on later on that night, the previous night. He's like, okay, call him and tell him that he can take the truck. So the guy literally comes within like 10-15 minutes. It's an old white dude, really big old white dude. He's like, yeah, I'll take the truck. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he takes the truck, and oh damn. So he takes the truck, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, so I'm guessing I'm finna stay at the Red Roof, right?
Yeah.
Nope. My boss's son, he's cheap. He's like, well, that's a little expensive. I'm like, bruh, where you finna put me? So he's like, don't worry. I looked on my phone and I found a motel down the road. It's not too far. It's a little cheaper. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. It's pretty much a little vacation. I don't gotta do nothing but wait, So I'm like, whatever. Bruh, this man takes me to the most cheapest, most fudged up hotel. Dirtiest, water smell like eggs. Rundown, shitty motel. You get every fine. And I look at him like, bro, I'm not staying here. He's like, come on. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not staying here. I was like, as soon as you leave, I'm gonna go back to the Red Roof, and I'm gonna use your money that you gave me. He's like, no, bro, don't do it. I'm like, bro, I'm leaving. I was like, you can pay the room you want, but ain't nobody gonna stay in this room. He's like, man, come on, bro. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you not finna do me like that. Like, bro, this room. I'm like, bro, I'm finna get hanging in this neighborhood. No, I was like, bro, do you see? I'm like, do you see them? Do you see me? Like, nah, but you tripping. So he starts laughing. He's like, bro, come on. So he's like, I'll give you some extra money. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. So I stay. It's and the owner, some Middle Eastern dude, whatever. I get in the room, bro. Shitty as hell. The carpet is gray, but it's black. The walls smell like cigarettes. The bed was comfy though. I found a Trojan Magnum condom under the pillow, but god dang, like it was open pack too. I said, oh look, a souvenir. Somebody had it. I'm like, great. Now I know you didn't clean the fucking bed, you bastard. So I'm just like, whatever. So I said, all right, bro, cool. So he leaves, and I'm just like, great. So it's me, my iPad, and my book bag. I mean, not my book bag, my luggage. So I sit there, and it's just me and the TV, and a room about the size of this room that I'm in. I'm just like, man, where am I at? Bro, I'm like, man, I'm finna lock this door, because I'm in the sundown town. You can tell it's the shady. Like, it looked like it was KKK headquarters in that city, Like, swear, bro, I was like, oh my god, these people finna kill me. So I'm like, all right. So luckily there's a Circle K in front of the hotel, right? Small little Circle K. I'm like, man, I'm finna go on some chips or something, I walk across the street, go inside, and what do you see? I see a couple folks. They look at me, I look at them, I do this, give them a little head nod, like, hey, how you doing? And they give me the look like,
that they're gonna kill you.
Like, they're like, where did this brownie come from? I was like, oh, Jesus, I'm scared now. I said, boy. So I literally do this. I walk in, my head down. I'm like, all right. Let me look as American as I put my head down. I was like, I'm gonna look as American as I can. I was like, oh. So I'm walking. I'm just like, oh, say, can you please? I'm like, all right, I'm American. So I buy the chips, and I'm just like, I get out of there quick, bro. Huh?
You told him, you see, I'm American.
So I'm just like, please don't kill me. I'm just like, please, God. So I'm like, man. So I walk back to the room. I'm like, man, I hope they don't see me walk to the room. Bro, Bro, I'm literally the only person. I think I'm the only client in that hotel that he's had in like a year. Because there was nobody there, bro. Like, literally, dude, I'm probably his first customer within the past year. I swear, dude. I promise you. I was like, there's no way. Because, like I said, I finally used, that wasn't a condom, but the packet. Like, it was open. It was under the pillow. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. He didn't clean
ready to get used.
Yeah, I was just like, it was probably already, you know. I said, there was no rubber, just the packet. I said, Jesus Christ. All right, so I'm walking, and I sit down. I eat my chips. 2 hours later, guess what? I'm hungry again. I'm like, damn it. I go open up my phone. I'm like, oh, shoot. Let me find a Walmart. Nope, no Walmart. Not for miles, bro. The nearest Walmart was like 40 minutes away.
Like one of them horror movies, like where you walk in and they're fucking cannibals there.
Bruh, that's literally what I thought. I said, Jesus, I'm finna get. And look, bro. So whatever. I end up finding the Hardee's, and I walked to the Hardee's, and what do you know? It was a bunch of black ladies working there, and I felt safe. I said, oh my God, Jesus. I said, it's black people. I feel good now, bro. I said, okay, it's some of my people in here now. So I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, I order my food. They treat me well, and I go on my way. I even ordered food to go, because you know my room had a little shitty little microwave. I said, fuck it, I'll warm up my food. Warmed up my, go walk fast as can, bro. As I'm walking, let me tell you how I know this is a small ass town, bro. As I'm walking, I see a sheriff's patrol vehicle, and it was a Crown Vic. That's how you know the city was still old. They had a Crown Vic, bro. A Crown Vic. I don't know if you know what Crown Vic is, but it's them old school cars. Bro, this motherfucker is driving. He sees me, and he slows down, and he's looking at me like this.
Do it again. I didn't see you.
Hold on, he's looking at me like this, look. He's looking at me like that, turning his head as I'm walking. He's looking at me like this. Like, he's like, who the hell is this? Where did this Mexican come from, you know? And I'm just like, Jesus, he's gonna follow me home to my hotel. He's gonna call his people, and they finna hang me, bro. So I go home, bro. I go to the hotel. I'm terrified. At this point, I'm terrified. I'm just like, all right. And just to make shit worse, bro. It gets worse. As I'm walking down the freaking little square, like the little mini town they had, they have this thing called Lizard Man. It was like a restaurant. Dude, so watch this, right? I'm like, Lizard Man, what the hell is this? Is it like a store or a movie? Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, Lizard Man, what the hell is Lizard Man? So I'm like, man, that's awesome. I get curious. I go back to the hotel, get on my iPad, and I type in the city, and I type in Lizard Man. Turns out, in Bishopville, South Carolina, they have this myth. It's like Bigfoot. But instead of Bigfoot, it's Lizard Man. Apparently, some dude back in the day said he got attacked while he was driving by a half human, half lizard type man. And that he let claw marks in the air, bro. When I saw that shit, bro, my heart dropped. I got so scared. I said, Jesus Christ. I texted my boss like, hey, bro, can you come pick me up like today? It was like 2 a.m., bro. I texted him. I was like, bro, you gotta come today, bro. I can't do this. He ain't text me back. And in the morning, guess what? He never responded. He left me there. And I was like, oh, Jesus. Lord. So all night, bro, I probably slept a couple hours. I put so they had a tiny little lock on the door.
Yeah. And
the little chain. The chain looks so small. I said, bro, anybody can just push that door and take me and do diddy things to me, goddamn, you know? So they did it. So it was me all night. So the second day, I'm like, man, I'm bored. So I take a shower, go outside. It was calm. I was like, all right, cool. I survived the night. Second day, I walk around, bro. I literally go to the Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly look like they were still in the 1950s. Like walking in, bro, it looks so. Yeah, bro. You know Piggly Wiggly? I remember that. You don't remember Piggly Wiggly?
I remember that.
It was the grocery store.
I kind of remember. Where was it at?
There was one in Forest Park, near. It was on Jonesboro Road. It was on the other side of Forest Park, the really ugly side of Forest Park. So I'm thinking, all right, I go in there and this old lady, I buy some snacks, I buy some stuff that I can heat up in the fridge. Not in the fridge, in the microwave. And I'm like, all right, it's just so I don't have to go out, you know? I go up to the register, right? And this old lady, real old lady, fragile.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, sweetie. I'm
Fragile.
like, yeah, fragile old lady. But I was like, hey, she's like, hey, sweetie. I'm like, hey, ma'am, how you doing? You know, first thing she says to me,
What'd you say?
she looks at me in the eye. She's like, you're not from around here, are you? I was like, oh, shit. I said, no, ma'am, I'm not. I'm just visiting. She's like, oh, okay. Where you staying at?
Where you staying?
Where you staying at? I was like, oh, I'm staying at the Red Roof. I wasn't staying at the Red Roof. She's like, oh, you talking about the one up that way and, you know, towards the gas station? I said, yeah, that's where I'm staying at. I was just like, okay. So she looks at me, I'm like, so you gonna ring my stuff up? I'm just like, what the hell? It's like, why you wanna know where I'm staying at? You know, I'm like, she's gonna call the people as soon as I leave. I said, oh, hell no, you got me fucked up. So, I said, huh? She's like, she probably called them like, hey, we gonna get him. We gonna get us, boy, that. Bruh, I literally go back to my room, bro. I don't leave the rest of the day. I literally kill the time. It was literally just me, my iPad, and Pornhub. Pornhub was my best friend, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I beat my meat so much that night, it was ridiculous, bro. My arm hurt the next day.
Eric was like, you.
I beat my meat so much, bro. I swear. I was like, to the point of where it was like, my weenie was probably begging me to stop. No more, boss. I'm tired, boss. I'm out. I'm out of boys. So, you know, fall asleep, take a shower. Of course, I take a shower because, I mean, I'm sticky. I'm goddamn, you know, I'm sticky. Luckily, later on that night, my boss calls me. He's like, hey, man, we're going to pick you up tomorrow. I'm like, for real? So this is the second day. I'm like, oh, that was fast. So he's like, yeah, the mechanic called me. He said that he's going to have the car ready by tomorrow. I said, okay, that was fast. He's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. What time you finna get him come? He's like, man, I don't know. I'm going to try to be there about 2 in the afternoon. I said, 2 in the afternoon? I said, shit, checkout time is 10 o'clock a.m. I said, what the hell am I supposed to do for like four hours, you know? I'm like, god dang. So I ended up, bro, no lie, bro. I woke up, I took another shower, you know, got fresh because it was hot, bro. That's one thing I forgot to mention, bro. It was so hot. If you never, bro, South Carolina is so hot, bro. It is so hot. And, bro, it's so hot, bro. And, you know, I had to walk a long distance. It was this dirt road. It was like a road with a lot of dirt and fields. And I said, man, dude, I kid you not, bro. I probably walked about 35 minutes, bro. Trying my best to find. Well, so I was going back to the gas station because that's where originally I told my boss, like, hey, pick me up at this gas station because that was right off the exit. Bro, I swear I walked about 35 minutes. It was the longest, bro. And it's crazy because as I was driving by, it's like it's crazy because the way it's built, you're leaving the city. You can see as the road starts to change. So it's like, yeah, it's like one of those horror movies, like everything behind you. You leave everything behind you in that one city you don't want to go back to. I'm like, bro, to this day, I'm traumatized by that city, bro. I swear I'm traumatized by that city. Ooh, shoot. Ooh, this is a nice gun right here. Ooh, this is a nice gun. So,
you think you'll never go back?
Hell no. You couldn't pay me to go back to that place. Hell no. And, bro, it took him so long to come get me, but when he finally got me, bro, and I got in that car, it felt like I survived the horror movie. I was like, I'll never forget this place, bro. I'll never forget this place. This place right here, bro. It was the worst thing ever. And then eventually I found, when I worked at the jail over here, where I work at now, one of my coworkers, she's actually from South Carolina. And I one time asked her, I was like, hey, what part of South Carolina are you from? So she told me, and I was just like, you know where Bishopville, South Carolina is at? She's like, oh yeah, my grandma. Huh?
She said that?
No, I told her that. I was like, you know where Bishopville, South Carolina is at? She's like, yeah, my grandma used to live there. I was like, yo, grandma.
Like old lady that told you where you stayed at.
No. So the old lady was white lady. My coworker's black. So I was like, so when she told me that, you know, it wasn't her, but when she said my grandma, I was like, your grandma. So that's, but you know, of course, I was just, and at that minute, I remembered that grandma like, where you staying at? Oh, no, you got me fucked up. I ain't telling you where I'm staying at, goddamn. You ain't finna get me. Ooh, so, and every time I was like, so I told her the story, pretty much what I told you, and she was busting and laughing. She told me that, yeah, when she was growing up in South Carolina, that her parents and them, especially her grandma, used to tell her, you better come home early or Lizard Man gonna get you, Lizard Man. And I was like, yeah, I'm terrified of Lizard Man. But she said it's clearly a myth, and I'm like, but how do you know that? Yeah. So, yeah, man. And that's the story of me
Lizard Man.
and Lizard Man.
Almost dying.
And almost dying. And almost getting my cheeks taken. That story for another day. Oh, yeah.